Today, we will talk about how cheaters in Counter-Strike make money. We will explore the main ways to make money that have emerged in the community and how profitable each one of them is. Let's start with the largest market, account farms. Farms are large sets of accounts used to generate income. Over the lifespan of a game, the primary method of earning in this sector has constantly evolved. For a long time, farms were used in tournaments to obtain special souvenir packages. The income from a farm during a tournament was limited only by the number of accounts. Currently, the most popular farms are for obtaining weekly drops. These have become popular due to the rising prices of cases. To receive a drop, you need to level up your private rank. Therefore, farm owners use various programs to run multiple game windows on one computer, each with a different account. These accounts are then sent either to deathmatch or vertigo boosting. Vertigo boosting is a method of boosting rank and XP, named after the Vertigo map, which was the least popular at the time. This map was frequently used because it allowed all the farmers' accounts to easily and quickly be matched against each other. To increase efficiency, the farmer would block other game servers in different regions, leaving only the least popular one, making it more likely that all of the farmers' accounts would end up in the same match. Now, Vertigo boosting can work on other maps as well. The income from a farm is hard to estimate because it depends on two factors. The first is the number of accounts in the farm. The second factor is luck, as the value of the dropped item can vary. The cheapest item can be worth $0.03, while the most expensive ever dropped from a farm was worth around $160. Currently, large farms with 200 accounts can earn an average of $1,000 per month. These farms have also been used for other purposes, such as report bots or command boosting. During the popularity of CS, farms were also used for vertigo boosting to raise the ranks of regular players, with the average cost of rank boosting being $5 per rank. However, in the cheat community, products that anyone can buy are more popular. If a programmer can code a cheat, what can a regular player who uses the product create? The answer is simple: configs. Let's take a real-life example. If your car breaks down, you can fix it yourself, but mechanics at an auto shop will do it better and faster. The same goes for setting up a config for a cheat. A config is a file that contains settings for the aimbot, visuals, skin changer, anti-aims, and everything else that can be configured in a cheat. Naturally, these settings are sold. This market is in high demand because the HVH community is constantly growing and new players are unfamiliar with setting up configs. Some are just lazy, and others want to play with the config of a player whose videos they watch. Let's talk about the history of this market. Initially, in the early days of HVH, selling configs was considered a disreputable activity. Back then, the community was small and more toxic. As the CSGO player base grew, so did the number of cheaters who needed settings. Newbies valued quality configs, word of mouth worked very actively, and honest sellers quickly gained popularity. Thing is, veterans of that time loved selling not their settings but others or intentionally worsened ones. Therefore, honest sellers quickly gained popularity. Initially, most advertised their configs by leaving links in their nickname, but later, full-fledged config shops with a wide assortment began to appear. Earnings from configs primarily depended on the region. In different regions, different prices were accepted. In Russian-speaking regions, the average price for a config was $1, while in the EU or NA, similar listings could cost up to $10. Respectively, the average income in the Russian-speaking community was $300 to $500 per month, while in the EU or NA, it could reach $800 to $1,200. The next popular product is scripts. They have been around for a long time, but their sales became popular relatively recently. Mostly towards the end of CSGO. But how do you make money from scripts, and what even are they? Most popular cheats for CSGO have their own scripting APIs. API is a set of functions and commands that allows a programmer to interact with a cheat client. Essentially, it's a cheat within a cheat, allowing the programmer to write their own features. This can be some visual improvements, new anti-aims, or entirely new exploits. APIs are usually very flexible, so the sky is the limit. The earning scheme is quite simple. You need to create a script with the most popular and demanded features and preferably add some unique features not found in other scripts. Income depends on the number of buyers and the distribution format, but it's definitely higher than from selling configs. Some scripts are sold on a subscription basis, while most have no time usage limits. On average, a mid-level script can bring in $1,000 per month. However, competition in this market is significantly higher, so earnings can be much higher or much lower. But it would be unfair not to mention the main problems of both the config market and the script market. Although these problems have been forgotten now, before the advent of the never-lose market, the issue of product protection was pretty severe. Sellers had to protect their products from leaks themselves. In the case of configs, every buyer could literally leak the config to any resource within the community. In the case of scripts, the situation was slightly better. Here, the script creator was left to their own devices and had to protect their creation either through intermediaries who provided protection or by creating it themselves. In any case, these solutions did not show stability in the long run. The protection could be compromised by both scammy people and the protection owners. When neverlose was emerging, the project administration included people who understood the community's problems and wanted to solve them. The solution turned out to be simple and unique. Create a platform where sellers can safely post their products and buyers can enjoy convenient payment and product delivery. The most important thing regarding scripts is safety. But why safety? Thing is, a buyer on external platforms cannot know if the product they are buying is safe. This is because outside the project's market, the creator is not restricted in any way and can even literally infest their script with a malicious code. With the never-lose market, this is out of the question, because before publication, all source code is checked by script moderators. Thus, the end consumer cannot run an unchecked script they bought on the market. In the end, neverlose is the only one on the market that has provided such a convenient platform for buyers who do not need to worry about safety and look for various products in dubious places. It is also convenient for sellers who receive a platform for publishing their work and protection from hackers and leaks. The next popular product is invites. Some cheats cannot be purchased just like that. To get access to those types of cheats, you need a special invite codes. In the past, there were many such projects, and the invite system was mainly used to protect against unwanted buyers, particularly anti-cheat developers. Although this made sense in the early years of CSGO, such distribution systems are rare now and are only needed to attract attention to the project. Here, a bit of psychology is at play. The forbidden fruit seems the sweetest. People's thoughts often gravitate towards what is inaccessible, and this is exactly what the owners of such products use, who began selling invites to their cheats officially. Currently, almost no cheats have a justified invite system, except for some designed for Faceit, where such a system still makes real sense. Initially, this market was unregulated, and invites were sold by users who received them, for example, in giveaways or for years of service. In some cheats, you could get an invite for years of service, in others by applying for a friend. The friend could be real, but usually the friend was the buyer. The average price of an invite in well-known projects ranged from $100 to $1,000. Over time, people started reselling invites, getting them directly from the project administration and earning a percentage from sales. At the peak of demand, the monthly net income of such people could reach $3,000 and the total sales volume to around $15,000. However, this market segment often becomes a target for scammers. The internet is full of stories about people being scammed for invites. Fortunately, such cases are rare, so it's hard to say how much a scammer can earn per month. There is another simpler and more direct way to earn money from invites. In the HVH community, there are Steam groups that are known or represent teams. The entrance fee to such a group is usually around $50, but like in a regular market, services were also popular, not just products. The first and perhaps the most common service is reselling. Reselling is purchasing a product through a middleman. Why is this needed? A subscription from a reseller can be cheaper, or they may have access to payment systems not supported on the project website. The income of resellers is based on the markup from the purchase price of the subscription. On average, the turnover of a major reseller ranges from $5,000 to $50,000 per month, with a net income of $1,000 to $10,000. This market is also subject to fraud, so we recommend using only trusted resellers listed on our project's official website. The HVH community has also created an entire category of editors specializing in creating media content. At first glance, it might seem that the video editing for HVH is something anyone with editing skills can do, but experience shows that editors who grew up in the HVH environment better understand the nuances and rules of this area. For other editors, HVH is an unfamiliar world they do not understand and generally condemn. Therefore, HVH editors are in high demand. On average, their earnings for a 3-minute video can be around $20. Another profitable service is creating scripts to order. Many well-known and popular players in the HVH community would like to have their own script but do not have programming skills. The solution is simple: hire a programmer to write the script for a fixed fee or a percentage of sales. On average, the price for creating a script is $300. However, programmers are usually hired on a sales percentage basis. If the programmer works on a percentage basis, their earnings can range from $500 to $1,500, depending on the number of sales. Another service is game streaming. The idea is simple. One person pays to play with a cheat on another person's computer. It's quite straightforward. On average, the cost of an hour of play is 50 cents, and monthly earnings can range from $50 to $100. Typically, computer owners either join special communities with many similar workers or post private ads on various popular community forums. There are also ways to build an audience. As we mentioned earlier, income primarily depends on the number of buyers, but even this can be monetized. It's quite simple. Whether it's a config or a script, you can advertise your products by creating content with it. Usually this is done through social networking sites. A person plays with their config or script and then offers it for sale. But it's not necessary to play and promote your products yourself. You can approach popular content creators who will use your script in their videos for a fee. These are often referred to as media deals. The channel owner gets paid, and you, as the script owner, get publicity. There are also streamers and bloggers who provide advertising. Here, all advertising principles apply, just like in real life, and the smartest and fastest adapters survive. But you don't need to be an entrepreneur or blogger to make money from cheats. You can make money just by playing well. How? Become the best and win HVH tournaments, or rank high on server leaderboards. We've already made a separate video about HVH esports, where we talked in detail about prize pools and the specifics of HVH esports. You can earn prizes not only for tournament wins, but also for your work. For example, you can participate in our new Content Creators Contest, which will be held on an ongoing basis. All information can be found via the link in the description. We'll be waiting for your comments below this video. You might point out some important points we missed. Feel free to also share topics you would like to learn about in future videos. Throughout this video, we've hidden several Easter eggs containing subscription activation codes, and we're starting a giveaway for all commenters. The rules are simple: like the video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a meaningful comment with your Neverlose username at the end of it. Thank you for watching. This has been the Neverlose team. Stay tuned for more insights in our upcoming videos.